There's this saying that money isn't everything. But if we really look at it, the people who make this statement are usually people who have more than enough money. And there's nothing actually far-fetched from the truth, aside that not having money is everything. Because the truth is, if you do not have money, if you're not financially buoyant, all of your decisions are going to be affected by this mentality. You want to buy something, you have to think about it. How much is this? How much is that? Oh, you got that for this amount, it's quite expensive. Oh, you owe me this amount, when are you paying me? Like everything you think about will be all about money. Now, there's this piece that comes with having enough money, that you are certain that no matter what happens, you always have something to fall back on. Like you have gotten to a place financially where you are stable. There's a peace that comes with being in that position. And that peace is one that you can only get from being financially independent. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about simple steps you can take to help you attain financial freedom. Hello there, my name is Rachel from the Financial Oasis, your guidance to attaining the life of your dream. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about steps that you can take, quick steps, easy steps to attain that financial freedom, to attain the life of your dream, to get you from just thriving and surviving to actually living the life that you want, the life that you deserve. We're going to go right into it because these steps are easy, but they're not things that happen overnight. Let's get right into it. My first point is going to be talking about creating an emergency fund. I've talked about this in my previous videos. I've talked about this over and over, and it's something that has to sink if you want to attain financial freedom quickly. When emergencies arise, we are never pre-informed. It just happens. And this has put a lot of people in debt because it's an emergency. If you don't have the resources to take care of that emergency at that moment, you might have to go and borrow money from someone, or you just have to look for a way to sort it out, especially if it's an emergency that is life-threatening. To prevent yourself from even falling more in debt that you are currently, if you're already in debt, the best way to do this is to have an emergency fund in case something comes up and you do not have the financial means at that point, like you don't just have money floating around that you can use to sort it out. That's where the emergency fund comes in. Let me at this point mention that you have to define what you mean by emergency. Attending a concert or wanting to buy the tickets for a concert you recently heard about is not termed emergency. Emergencies are things that are either life-threatening or things that would derail your daily activities if they are not fixed. So you wake up in the morning and you're suddenly feeling sick, or God forbid you got bitten by a snake, you have to pay medical bills, or you got to the office suddenly and you are fired for whatever reason. You need money to be able to keep you afloat. Just anything can happen. Anything that would affect your life. Those are the things that we term as emergencies. So when such happens and you have an amount set aside for emergency, that would help you sort that out. Now you might be asking, how much should I put in my emergency fund? Usually it's an amount that you have to build. So you can start with like a 3 month. So if you earn $200 every month, you want to build your emergency fund to, at the minimum, to be at least 3 months worth of your salary. So that is $200 times 3, which is $600. That is how much you want to start with. Now you can slowly build this over time. So you can increase it to 6 months, you can increase it to 1 year. But your aim should be at least 1 year worth of saving. For my next point, I'll be talking about paying off debt. Paying off debt, especially debt that are high interest debts. I always say this, that it's foolish of someone who has debts with interest accumulating on it, saying that they are investing somewhere and they are trying to save money. It doesn't make any sense. Because at the end of the day, the debt that you have accumulated and the interest might even surpass whatever amount that you have put aside for investment plus the interest. So what you want to do before you even start talking about investment is to pay off debt. Pay off debt, because those things are going to wait for you. Like, it's your liability. You cannot run away from it. So the easiest way to do that is pay off the debt. If you insist and say, I want to save, you can split whatever money you want to save into 2 and say, okay, 30% will go into my investment and I'll use remaining 70% to clear off debts. It is your liability. You cannot run away from it. So it's better, the earlier you start to clear it, the better for you. And by the time you clear all of that out, then you can now focus fully on investing. There are two ways actually when it comes to clearing of debts that you can practice. One is you can decide to start by paying off the high interest debt. So the loans that have high interest, 12%, 15%, just pick the one that has the highest one and start clearing from that one first. As soon as that one is done, you move to the next one that is also high, and you slowly work your way down until you've cleared everything. The other one is called the snowball effect. So you start from the smallest one. That way to help you to build momentum until you're able to clear the bigger ones. So you can either choose starting from the high interest or you begin from the low interest, but have it at the back of your mind that every time you earn your salary or your paycheck or you get money from deals or jobs, make sure that clearing your debt is one of the things that is on your list. For my next point, I would say you should create a runway. Now, what do I mean by creating a runway? It simply means setting aside money that you know that whatever happens, you are going to be able to take care of yourself if for whatever reason something comes up that you are unable to work. So for example, you got involved in an accident and you are out of job for a while, you have a certain amount set aside that is going to float you. So whenever you're able to get back on your feet, or you lose your job, or you stop getting clients, just something happens that hinders you from being able to work. You are certain that in case anything goes wrong, you are able to sustain yourself. And that is where having a runway gives you an edge. Now, how do you do this? All you have to do is open an Excel sheet and determine how much you spend monthly, like how much is your expenses every month. So if in a month, by the time you add grocery, utilities, rent, and everything, you are summing up to $200 in a month, that's what your expenses is. What you need to do is ensure that you have saved at least 3 months. You can begin with saving at least 3 months. Then you work that up to 6 months and up to a year. So if you spend $200 every month, $200 in 3 months is going to be $600. In 6 months, it's going to be $1,200. And in a year, it's going to be $2,400. That is how much you want to set aside for runway. Basically, your runway should be at least 1 year put aside of whatever it is that you spend monthly. That way, even if you're out of commission, even if you're out of job for like a year, you know that you are able to take care of yourself without having to depend on others or without having to take out loans and just looking for other means to get money that will end up putting you in debt. And my last point is one that I love to talk about a lot, because most young people tend to ignore this point because they're like, oh, I still have time, I'm young, and all of that. But the earlier you start, the better for you. You are still going to be the benefactor of whatever amount it is that you have kept aside. And that is a retirement fund. Opening a retirement fund when you are still in your 20s is a good head start for you to save for yourself, for your future self, when you are in your 60s or 70s and when you cannot work. The beauty of a retirement account is that it's based off compounding interest. And compounding interest, according to Albert Einstein, is the eighth wonder of the world. And I totally agree with him, which means if you put a certain amount in a particular year, whatever interest you've agreed on, it could be 12%, it could be 15%, whatever interest you've agreed on is added to your regular amount that you've added, and that total sum is taken over into the next year, and then another 10% is added on it. So basically, the interest you've earned will earn you more money, and that's how the circle continues. So it's compounding interest, which means that if you start early, by the time you give yourself 20, 30 years, you've gotten enough that you know that for the next whatever number of years that I decide not to work or that I'm unable to work, I am going to be able to take care of myself without having to depend on my children or on family or on the government. You're just certain that you're going to be able to take care of yourself. That's the beauty of a retirement account. Now, there are different types of retirement accounts. Just in case you're wondering which one you should open, the one I use is the Roth IRA, which you can open if you are either a business owner or you're someone who just wants to open a personal retirement account for yourself. Or if you work with a company or an organization, most likely you have a 401k, which your company takes a certain amount from your pay, puts it in that account for you, and then they match the amount. So it's basically your company helping you for retirement. So it's your company money, your personal money matched together every month to help build your retirement account. So the earlier you start to save for retirement, the better for your future self. Now, these are just some of the simple and easy ways that you can attain financial freedom quickly, but it will take a little bit of time and dedication on your part. If you have watched this video so far till this point, please remember to give me a thumbs up, letting me know that you appreciate my efforts. And if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button so that you can become a part of my family. Hit that post notification bell so that YouTube personally notifies you every time I drop a similar video like this. And leave a comment in the comment section, letting me know of any suggestion, any topic that you want me to talk about here. And with that, I'll tell you this. Remember, your financial freedom begins with you. Bye guys. See you in my next video.